Well, basically the 3D printer, this is the material it actually uses. It just uses plastic filament that it melts and applies it to a surface in tiny dots to produce, well, whatever you like to produce. So we have a number of different items here. We have this, these plastic parts. It actually produces the threads and all the different components to make pretty well anything you want out of plastic. Could be an enclosure, could be something artistic, obviously. So on that side of the lab, we have, where we shows where we can prototype things out of plastic. Here's where we're prototyping things made from electronics. So we have some electronics design workstations for microcontroller design and designing circuit boards. And then we have a couple of assembly workstations and test stations so we can actually assemble and test the products. And then moving along down here, once our product is manufactured or a prototype is manufactured, this part of the facility here allows us to evaluate the devices as far as radio emissions or electromagnetic compatibility goes. So we're talking about making sure what you manufacture isn't going to interfere with other things out there using the radio spectrum, like cell phones, radios, and those sorts of things. So this chamber right here is a G10, and what we do is we put our products inside it and then monitor the radio emissions from it to make sure that it's not producing any emissions in areas it's not supposed to, at levels they're not supposed to be. And then this table here is kind of special. It's an electrostatic discharge test table. And what it allows us to do is to simulate electrostatic discharge, just as if you're walking across a carpet, and everyone's familiar with that. You touch something metal, you get a little shock. This allows us to simulate that. So we place our product on the table. Let's pretend this is our product. Oops. And this allows us to apply up to 25,000 volt shocks to the product to make sure that it's not going to malfunction if it's hit by an electrostatic discharge pulse. So here we've looked at prototyping in plastic, prototyping in electronics, doing some EMC testing. Everything's fine, and now we want to actually produce the product. And if you're going to produce something in large numbers, 3D printing really isn't the vehicle to do that. Most of plastic enclosures and things made of plastic are injection molded. And so we have 2 injection molding machines here and a special machine to make the molds for them, and we'll have a look at that first. This is a Haas vertical mill, and what this allows us to do is to take blocks of aluminum and actually cut out the shape we want to manufacture out of plastic. And once we cut the shapes out of the blocks of aluminum, we take the aluminum over to the next room where we have an injection molding machine where we can actually inject the plastic in and produce the part and produce it in quantities.